Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. There's a lot of news kicking around. First of all, let's start off with the bad news. Bitcoin is well below 65,000. Well below. We're in the 63s. Now, why are we experiencing that pullback? And notice how tight it is. It's very, very tight, right? That consolidation is happening. It's very, very tight. Well, you know what happens when you squeeze a spring? That's the feeling that I get right now. The spring is being squeezed so much, and you can only squeeze it, but for so much, right? But for so long. Now, the reason why this is happening, at least to me, the reason why it's happening is what I brought up last night. You had German officials selling, or Germany itself selling Bitcoin. They didn't sell it OTC. They sold it on the open market. And it's been across 2 days. So yesterday and the day before, they started dumping Bitcoin. Now, the agency that was dumping the Bitcoin is, a law enforcement agency. So it makes me think that it's found money for Germany, right? Meaning it was confiscated. So you confiscated it, they're selling it. But that brings downward pressure. Even though there was upward pressure from Michael Saylor, but Michael Saylor deal was OTC, right? Over the counter. Then you had somebody else come out and buy on the market, 400 million. So that absorbs some of it. But when you have people that are dumping Bitcoin, and you had, $900 million in Bitcoin spot ETF outflows over the past 5 days, that wasn't absorbed, right? So that brings on mad pressure, and you can see why everything's down at the moment. But like I said, when you squeeze a spring, you can only do it but for so long. So what am I doing? I have some dry powder on the side. I'm going to buy a couple of things and then let her rip. Just sit back and let her rip, right? Because I don't know that we're ever going to see these numbers again. 63,500. Talk to me in a week. Talk to me in 2 weeks. Talk to me when the Ethereum spot ETFs come out. Talk to me when the interest rate gets lowered in the United States. Now you see my logic? This is why. In other news, Kraken recovered their $3 million that was stolen. Now, admittedly, so I don't have to say allegedly, because CertiK actually said it was them, but they were trying to justify their actions in probing Kraken's security. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, I've done that before. I've hammered on people's systems, not people's, but I've hammered on company systems, but my company got paid to do it. So we were asked first, right? We were hired first. In this case, I think CertiK just was banging on it, found something, and snatched the $3 million. Then apparently they were playing around with tornado cash. That kind of muddies the waters on, are you a black hat, white hat, gray hat? What are you? But Kraken confirms that they got the money back. That's a good thing. But I will say this. I used to have a lot of respect for CertiK, and right now I'm a little shaky. I'm more than a little shaky. Because that was shady, right? That's not something I would have expected out of them. But then again, how do you prove that a platform actually has a problem? Like this has been their career. This has been this team's career. They go bang on the system. They find a bug. There's usually a bounty problem, a bug bounty out there. And so, they make their money, and then they do all kinds of probes. They do on-chain analysis, and they release those reports, and, people, get real information from them. But this was, I'm going to try to chalk it up to being a mistake. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to chalk it up to being a mistake on how they handled it. But they did, return the money after a certain point. So there you go. I just don't think that it shouldn't have gotten to this level. Right. But I don't think that that all the fault lies with CertiK. is my point. Which brings me back to my philosophy of I leverage centralized exchanges if I have to. And I don't leave funds there 90% of the time. If I left funds there, it's because I'm contemplating another move. But they don't stay there for long. I get them off of the centralized exchange once I've made a decision. So yeah, this is why. Always do the research on what's going on. No platform is going to be perfect. None. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, right? You want a platform to be perfect? Don't have a platform. That's the perfect platform. Don't have one. If it's got electricity running through it, you run a risk. Then I'm not even playing with you. I'm not even playing. If there's a computer involved, you run a risk. If there's electricity involved, you run a risk. Period. So if you want the most secure platform in the world, don't have one. Start there. Doing this stuff is not easy. I don't have anything against Kraken or any one of the other, centralized exchanges that are out there. It's just that I feel safer handling my own custody, keeping my coin in my own custody. 3iQ has filed for a Solana spot ETP in Canada. If this goes through, it would be North America's first Solana ETP. ETP equivalent to ETF. It's just the way it is, right? Electronically traded product, electronically traded fund. So those are differences. But now Solana is actually coming under fire. Concerns about Solana's centralization as the superminority of nodes has the power to halt the blockchain. It's like 20%, something like that. Could actually do something. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, Solana's had that problem for a while. This isn't new. It's just being brought out publicly. So the question is, how does it get addressed? And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see how it gets addressed. Because centralization is the backbone of crypto and decentralization is the backbone of crypto. And people want to know about that. So how is Solana going to respond to this little problem? Other not so great news. Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple are going to go to trial in California over statements that Brad made in 2017. And yes, XRP could still be seen as a security. Well, let me rephrase. Could they still be seen as a security going forward? I don't think so. Could they be seen as a security when that happened? Possibly. Put it to bed already. Make them pay a fine. Put it to bed already. We're wasting tax people's money, in my humble opinion. All these various court cases for the same subject, no less. Just saying. What else is going on? VanEck Bitcoin spot ETF in Australia, starting out well, right? There are $900 million in outflows, right? But that's brand new. People are going to be interested, and it's a different market than the United States. What I'm paying attention to is that squeeze that's going on. It's the squeeze that's going on right now with downward pressure. We have the sale that's going on. We have other sales. We have outflows, $900 million worth of outflows. Okay, fine. But the drop, the amount of drop didn't hit as much as it could have, which tells me, yeah, it's you're hitting a certain point where you can only go but so low. And it's going to take drastic macro events to make you move the way it has been. And there have been those massive macro events. But there have been a lot of positive things, and I'm looking at those positive things to actually continue. So that's what I'm waiting for. So yeah, I'm going to be out there eyeballing some stuff to see what I should buy. Floki, I think, is going to be the one that I'm going to be looking at right now. What else is going on? Bitwise. Wow. Bitwise it's a funny crew over there. Get hat tip to them. So they're saying that Bitcoin spot ETF holders, right, should diversify into Ethereum, and they're starting to run ads for it. Very cheeky. Very, very cheeky. They're front running the fact that, yeah, they're going to get approved. There's no getting around that. They're going to get approved. And when they get approved, what happens thereafter? See what I mean? So I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, we could have some good news. We've got a lot of good news coming. We're just not paying attention, but we have a lot of good news coming. So I'm just using my dollar cost averaging strategy. I just keep up with that. That's a set it and forget it thing. I automatically do those things. That's not a problem. It's the dry powder moments that I'm loving right now. Everybody's wondering, everybody asks me, like, why are you still so chipper about crypto? It's not just about Bitcoin. That's number one. Number two, it's you have all of these companies spending so much money adjusting their infrastructure. That's a very big deal. That says that there's more than just potential. There's more than just adoption, perceived. No, these are things that are happening right now. So yeah, I'm going out there and I'm using as much dry powder as I can to invest as much as I can, because in a short while, you're going to see everything just explode up. And I want to be there when it happens. Simple as that. It's not that difficult. Really isn't. Right? If we can do something like that where we can actually take off and we can actually have, some great news, and all of a sudden things just start shooting up. That's what I'm here for. And looking at all the news that I'm doing right now, that's the reason why. If you look at somebody who's actually doing research, who's actually in it, and they're feeling good, that's all I'm going to say. Approximately $1.96 billion in Bitcoin and Ethereum options are set to expire. Okay. All right. Just like stocks. So I'm not worried about it. Bitcoin ETFs, like I said, there's $900 million in outflows. It's all kinds of wow going on right there. But I'm sitting back and I'm just saying, these are opportunities. I was flipping through all the articles this morning, and I see so many writers writing, oh, this is the end is near, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're writing fluff. You're writing negative fluff because it'll catch the attention of the reader that is not educated in the space, a reader that does not have a crypto foundation. That's why those articles are being written. Read into those articles. Read them. Go ahead. They say much of nothing. That's what they say. They say much about nothing. I put no stock in that. Zero. There's no fact in there. There's nothing. Just spewing. Meanwhile, next to it, you can read about how, this company is leveraging. So, for instance, you have Aptos being leveraged by NBC Universal to build out their Web3 platform. Yeah, that's some seriously positive news. But I haven't seen it all over the place yet. So what did this little guy do? That's right. I went out and bought some freaking Aptos. Because when that news hits and more people find out about it, the next leg of news hits, it's going to be, well, we're doing it now. The next news hits is we did it. The next news after that will be, hey, look at what we did and how well it's going. That's what's going to happen. That's how news happens. 3 or 4 drops of news. Because it keeps that subject on the positive path. All done after that. All done after that. What I haven't heard about is, on that same vein, is I have not heard about Disney's work in that space. Is it still ongoing? What platform are they using? All that. Remember, they had all that work, all that pilot programming going on back in the day. It was late last or early last year. Looking for news about that. Because if one entertainment company does it, just saying, then they're all going to pipe in, right? Makes sense. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me refresh this for us, because I haven't refreshed it in I want to say 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And there you go. All right. So not tons of changes, but you had some changes is in there. So on the loser side, the whole list is a loser side. But here's something that I'm paying attention to. That list of losers is long because you see how quickly you get to zero. So the list of losers is long. And remember, these two lists are taken from the top 250 coins. The top 250 coins on CoinGecko. So you have Layer Zero. They came out. They're down 28%. Alta, and remember, this is only a couple of days, and they're 34% off their all-time high. Would I still be involved with Layer Zero? Maybe. I have to say it. Maybe. I have to do a little bit more research before I figure out if I'm going to get involved. Let's see who else is on here that's down. ZK Sync is down 42% off their all-time high, and they're down another 11%. Dog with Hat is down 11%. That smells like an opportunity to me. Pepe coin, I'm not touching it. It's a bite off of Pepe. Remember, they almost caught me out there the last time. I was talking about it, and it dawned on me, that's not Pepe. That's Pepe coin. We don't care about them. Let's see. Mew, Cat in a Dog's World, down 10%. Jasmine coin. I know a couple of people that have Jasmine coin. They've been trying to get me to get involved with it. 10% down. That could be a good reason. Brett, down 9%. Arweave, down 8%. These are all strong projects. Flare, down 8%. Bonk, down 8%. Render, down 8%. Let's see who else. Floki, down 7%. Beam, down 7%. Wow. So there are a lot of really good meme coins and regular projects that are down hard. And I'm like, and they've been down hard for a little bit. And I'm like, oh, it's a sale. I know I'm sick. I need help. So yeah, I'm looking at that and I'm just saying, yeah, that's probably something I'm going to get into. So let's just get into this real quick. What did we get yesterday? Yesterday we got jobless claims, housing starts, that kind of thing. Today we get the S&P U.S. services for PMI. Okay, cool. So we'll see what that's like. Not really all that concerned. At least I'm not. Fear and Greed Index is down to 63 that's up from 60. Yeesh. But I'm telling you, let's look at this in a week. Give it a week. That's my guess. Excuse me. My guess is it'll be a week. 121 billion in total value locked at the moment. We're still above 100. I'm dying to see us get back to 200, but we're still above 100. We're still above, even 120. I'm paying attention. And look at that. Look at that. My blue, the top is at 63,955, and right now Bitcoin's at 63,719. So again, to me, that's an opportunity. And I keep paying attention to that, that 200 moving day average. That's why it's there. That's that light blue line right over here. Like bluish green. Then if you're looking at, excuse me, if you look at the board, you can just see it's just red all over the stinking place. It's just red everywhere. Like, wow. Holy wow. But these are all, to me, again, these are all opportunities. Especially where I see deep red, not coin, deep red. Ton is still red. The Doge is down. Doge got bad news yesterday. It's being touted that, there is no plan. Elon doesn't have a plan for crypto in his new payment service. So that's not boding well for people involved in Doge. Doge will still go up if the market goes up. Straight up. That's just how it works. So yeah, I can definitely see that. But in terms of having that good news, I'm not seeing it. That to me is the difference between Doge and SHIB. Doge is waiting for other people to join in and get it involved, whereas Shiba Inu, that whole team, they built out a whole doggone ecosystem to drive their coins, to drive their project onward and upward. Got to appreciate that. That's why I say that Shiba Inu is no longer a meme. They mean business. They mean business. If I'm looking at it, from a numbers perspective, everybody's down. But still, if you invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum or BNB, or even Solana, you're still up for the year. If you invested day one this year, you're still up. You're not as up as much as you were, but you're still up. So I'm just saying, I'm in it to win it. I'm still here. I am still here. So am I thinking that things are going to pick up again? Yes. Look at Toncoin. They're down, but look at where they're down to. They're down over the past 7 days. They're down 10, 11%, and it's at 712. I bought in at 584. That's remarkable. That is remarkable. Shiba Inu is down further than I wanted it to be, so they're ping-ponging it back and forth for 11th to 12th spot with Avalanche. I think when these two pick up, they're going to blow by Cardano. Now, here's something I am paying attention to. You see that number for Cardano? Down 88% off its all-time high, and they've got a ton of good news coming later this year. You heard me, Hutanek? Ton of good news coming later this year. And look at that price, 38, 39 cents. Ooh, tell me that does not look just delicious. I want to show you something about this, though. I want to show you something. Give me a moment. Let it load. Hopefully it doesn't drop the video. It certainly is taking a long time. Come on, come on. I should have had it loaded before. That's what that really means. There you go. So now let's take a 1 month view. 39 cents. And look at the opportunity. 48 cents. That's a 25% opportunity. That's just off of recent numbers. That's a 25% opportunity. That's why I would be looking to buy Cardano right now. That's why. And I'm just sitting back and I'm going, yeah, I'm going to be all about it. Going to be all about it. So I'll be reviewing, what I'm going to use for dry powder today, and stick with my normal DCA. When you see blood in the streets, even if it's yours, you invest in yourself. This is how I'm investing in myself. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, don't send me a criticism. Send me a critique. Send me something that, hey, I don't like how you do this. Possibly here's a way that you can improve it. I like that. But somebody just wagging their finger at me, that doesn't help me improve. That doesn't help me grow as a person. So don't do that. Be a good person. Send me a critique, not criticisms. That helps us. That helps the community. Helps us all grow our bags. All right. Don't forget, I will be on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will crunch through everything. Have a good one. Bye-bye.